Joining us now is Republican Congresswoman Shelley Moore Capito of West Virginia and Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz of Florida. Thank you, Congresswoman, very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Congresswoman Wasserman Schultz, you just saw Senator Manchin. It seems like he fits into the category the president described as the Flat Earth Society. Is he a flat earther, do you think, by the president's definition?
No, and I think that Senator Manchin perhaps just hasn't had enough opportunity to talk to President Obama and the senior members of the administration about the importance of focusing on his all-of-the-above energy strategy. I mean, we certainly need to recognize that we have fossil fuels. We need to make sure that we are striking the right balance between the fossil fuels that we have, making sure that they aren't adding to our carbon footprint, making sure that they're not continuing to harm sea level rise. I mean, Tucker, we've had 9 inches of sea level rise since the 1920s. I mean, what that means is that communities like mine in South Florida and coastal communities all across the country are facing dangerous sea level rise, which ultimately will cause homes to be underwater in just a few short years. And so we've got to strike a balance between investing in renewable alternative energy as well as our fossil fuels. So
Congresswoman Capito, what kind of effect on your state, on West Virginia, would this plan have if enacted?
This plan would deal an unrecoverable blow to the state of West Virginia. The president's picking winners and losers here, and I've implored the administration to look at what the intent of his administration is on the jobs and the economy of the region. I mean, West Virginia would lose significantly here, and he says all of the above, but then he goes out on Tuesday and puts forth a policy that basically disenfranchises my entire state. And I'm very concerned about this, and I think that we're going to fight to keep these West Virginia jobs, keep the economy of West Virginia, not even to mention the rise in electric and power prices for our most vulnerable populations, our elderly and others who are going to bear the brunt of this expensive and really wrong-headed policy.
So, Congresswoman Wasserman Schultz, there's no scientific consensus on the fact that the president's plan would halt global warming. Why is that? No, there isn't. There's no consensus on that. So why is the president pretending otherwise?
What the president is doing is saying, one, that we need to recognize that fossil fuels are a finite source. And, Shelley Moore Capito and I have an incredibly special relationship, at the risk of harming her politically by saying that. And I have tremendous respect for her. We work together on lots of issues. But we have to recognize there are, we've heard for years the coal community representatives talk about the importance of clean coal technology, and that is possible, and that we need to make those investments. You can't, on the one hand, say that we can have clean coal, yet on the other hand, when we're trying to make sure that we can get to that point, that it's going to devastate the industry and eliminate jobs, we will create millions of jobs with the president's investment in alternative renewable energy, while also recognizing that we have to reduce the carbon footprint that is harming our environment and, quite frankly, not just threatening jobs, but threatening entire communities. I will eventually represent Orlando if we don't do something about making sure that we can reduce global warming and climate change. Tucker, we have had the 10 warmest years in human recorded history since 1998, and that's causing things like Superstorm Sandy, coastal flooding, heat waves, and those are very serious issues that need to be addressed that are costing billions of dollars.
Right. The question is whether we know what we can do about it, and the answer is, of course,
we certainly do know what we can do about it.
We actually don't know. Congressman Capito, most coal in the world is burned in the developing world by China and India. Is it sort of unilateral disarmament to end it here and allow it there?
Well, our exports are up. We have exported not only to China and India, we're exporting to Europe now. Germany is buying West Virginia coal. I mean, I think the problem here is coal provides over 30% of the base energy load in this country. Renewables cannot get us there. So further investigation and research into clean coal and a better way to burn it, absolutely we need to go this direction. Right. But I would invite my friend Debbie to come to West Virginia and have her learn about the economic effects of this policy to communities all across the state of West Virginia. Well, this is not just a, we're going to harm a few people. This is an entire region of our country. We have 94% power generation in our state is through coal.
So
and we might as well turn the lights out.
As vehemently as you disagree on this subject, you are united in softball. Tell us about your efforts to increase breast cancer awareness through softball.
Well, Debbie is a breast cancer survivor, and she started this 5 years ago, and this is where we get together as Republicans and Democrats, members of Congress, women members, and we try to beat the press, the common enemy. And so I'll let Debbie talk about her dedication. That was me at third base right there, and Debbie plays second.
Right.
We had a great game on Wednesday night.
Shelley is my co-captain. We call her Rocket Arm.